Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I have been thinking a lot about the difference between memory, religious memory, and history lately. Let me explain what I mean by these concepts. History are the facts of my life. I was born in Cleveland, Ohio. I left when I was 2.5. I lived in Hartford until I was 12. We then moved to Lancaster, Pennsylvania, where my parents still live. That is a part of my history, all true facts. Memory, on the other hand, is what those facts mean to me. I might not remember living in Cleveland, but I do remember the stories of how we lived in Cleveland. I remember, for example, that we were financially strapped. I remember living in Hartford on a very fun street with lots of kids and a lot of games and activities going on well into the night. I remember I hated moving to Lancaster, Pennsylvania. I never acclimated to the new place. None of that is fact or history, but it is my memory. In fact, my mother remembers that I was a teenager and she believed that I was never going to like anywhere we moved. I remember how conservative and how white Christian Lancaster was and how out of place I felt. Neither are history or facts, but both are true. They are our memories. And then there is religious memory. The memory of a people defines its life experiences by and causes the creation of a new history that may very well not even be based at all in history. What do I mean by that? Well, why do we celebrate Sukkot? For some of us, we celebrate it because the Israelites wandered in the wilderness before they conquered the land of Canaan. To teach us that God protects us, not the buildings and structures we make. Or for others, to connect us with others who are homeless all year round. For people who connect to Sukkot, it could be very cathartic, it could be fun, it could be a social holiday. Or if the weather is miserable, it could be horrifying and wet and cold. For others, they might not even understand why anyone would go through all the work. And for Israeli archaeologists, it is a holiday built on a fiction, for there is no evidence that a group of people invaded Canaan at that time, but rather that it was a rebellion from within. Historically, a lie. Religious memory completely filled with truth and meaning. If you prefer Passover, we say during the Seder, we were slaves in the land of Egypt. I don't know about you. I might be old, but 3,000 years old? Not yet. So this morning, part of the Shabbat service will be Yizkor. One of the 4 times a year we remember those people who have helped create us and have died. How we remember those people we have lost is one of the many lessons I have learned during my time at CJC. When I first arrived, I assumed it was sharing our memories that kept someone alive long after they died. But over time, I began to realize sharing our history, our memories, was not enough. Rather, we needed to learn from our religious memory how to live those people into our lives. When I remember my Uncle Lenny and the kind of things he did for his family, I have to start doing more kind things for my family. When I remember sitting quietly, peacefully, and centered with my grandmother, learning how to make things with my hands, I have to create a safe space to do the same for the children in my lives. And sometimes, the lessons are things we would rather not have learned. Then we have to learn how not to be, because our experience with those who are no longer alive. Keeping someone alive is more than remembering them. It is changing ourselves to become better people because of what we learned from them. That is the power of true memory. This Sukkot, this Yizkor, this Shabbat, I encourage you to share who you are remembering and what about you is different because of what you learned or experienced with that person. And if you want, email me what you shared or what you would have shared if I had been there, because I would love to learn from you and your experiences how to improve our memory and our use of our memory to become better people. Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach.